I always felt like I wouldn't do hair and makeup my whole life because physically it's taxing. And now I feel it. But I'm really grateful to have a wig business because what else, I have to do real estate next.
Hey guys, welcome to We're in the Biz Insider by Lev Media Marketing. I'm your host, Estee Gottlieb, and today we have Estee Gottlieb with BeautyByEstee, one of our clients who we're going to be getting into her business and personal and how she puts the two together. Hi, Estee.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I know you're super busy. Clients, kids, husband, family, life. I get it. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
So I hope you're comfortable. We're going to be asking questions, and it's all about getting to know you.
I'm going to get comfortable. We're going to settle into this.
Amazing. All right, so let's start with the beginning. How did you get into the wig business? Like, there's so much competition out there. What made you want to get into this? I know from our previous conversations, you told me you were in beauty and all, that whole background, but what made you get into wigs? And then we'll get into your whole beauty makeup background.
Okay, so we'll start from backwards basically.
Yes, exactly.
The most recent is my wig line.
Okay.
So honestly, I found this need in the market that was just affordability and not necessarily luxury, but having a nice product that you can be proud to wear every day. And that is not this heavy price tag, but also you can get all your goals met with that one piece. And I wanted it to be able to be just nice hair, feeling like yourself. That was missing for me. I was selling a lot of other brands for years and years. And I kept feeling like, well, you can get this brand and that will do this for you. And then you can get this brand and then that will do that for you. And I was like, I really want to combine everything so that you don't have to feel like you need 17 wigs.
So you didn't really find a brand that had everything together, like in one. Okay.
I think so. I mean, there's still room to do more, but right now I feel like you can get your I've created where you can get your texture, you can get the look that you want, your goals are met. Just it was lacking in certain brands.
So you sell other brands, but you decided to create your own wig line. So it's from start to finish, like you get the hair, you do the whole threading on the inside and everything like that. How does it work?
So no. So I have a factory that makes our pieces.
Okay.
But I have customizations that I created.
Okay.
That make the wig
your brand. Amazing. Wow, very nice. So you got into this because you felt like something was lacking, and on top of that, the price tag. So are wigs normally very expensive?
It goes based off of quality of hair. So there's, that can range anywhere from $2,000 with lace top. Lace top is basically $1,000 above a skin top price. And skin top
generally, if you go to a wig store that's not necessarily geared towards religious women, let's say, they typically don't do lace tops.
No, they should.
Okay.
They should still do lace tops.
Okay.
That's pretty generalized now.
Okay.
If we look back at who started lace tops, it was more like the African American clientele.
Okay.
They've been doing lace forever. And
what's the difference between the two? Why would someone go to that more than something else?
They mostly sew their wigs into their hair.
Oh, wow.
It's a whole different ball game where they take the wig and they sew it and then they sleep in it and then they replace that wig.
Gotcha.
I think. And then
so it's not
also they also can glue on their wigs that they put down every day. It's a whole different process.
Wow.
Yeah. And we take ours on and off every night.
Gotcha. Okay, amazing. Okay, so you felt like that was missing. And how long have you been in the wig business? When did you first get into this?
It was about 15 years ago.
Wow.
Okay. I got married almost 15 years ago. So the same exact timeline. I went to beauty school a year before that. And I went into, I really wanted to be in the Hollywood sector of things. I kind of always envisioned myself as doing housewives, hair, makeup.
Right.
And then once I got married, we moved to New York and I said, okay, I really see myself. I don't see myself. So you lived
anywhere before?
In California. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm from Long Beach, California.
Okay.
And
Okay, so you guys moved to New York. How old were you when you got married?
I was 20.
Wow.
I was engaged at 19, got married by 20. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so backtrack.
Yes. So you moved to New York.
So we moved to New York, and I saw that my real business was going to be into the wedding world.
Okay.
And I found my first company that I represented, which was called Rebecca Wigs.
Okay.
And they had a store in Kingston, which is like the main street that everyone in New York kind of lives next to.
Okay.
And it's like a main hub. And I sold her wigs from my house.
Wow.
And that was my first brand that I represented. I don't think it lasted very long, but...
Okay. And it evolved to, you opened your own store?
Much later.
Okay.
Much later. I was working from my home for about 10, 11 years in different places in my house.
Right.
And,
but I feel like most wig companies, like especially in the religious world, you know, like they start from home and a lot of them even stay home.
Yeah.
Like there's jokes about it, like that their hair smells like schnitzel when they pick it up.
I actually just washed a wig this week and it really smells
Did it smell like schnitzel?
Oh my god, it finally smells like schnitzel. I've never had that before. I couldn't get the smell out. I think I washed it like 6 times.
Oh
But
my god. Okay.
yeah, baking
Well,
soda.
I thought it was very funny.
Yes. My salon has always been like far away from my kitchen.
Yeah.
So like, no, I'm not cooking with your wigs while I'm washing them. I always try my best to make it feel professional.
Okay.
That was one of my number one things.
Even though you were working from home, you gave everybody that professional feel.
I really did my best.
They weren't even coming to your house.
That was my main focus for knowing that like that was a little bit of a lack.
Yeah.
I wanted people to feel like they always had like a personal private space within my home, but it didn't feel like my house and my kids running around.
That's also right. I think that wig companies have definitely evolved.
Yeah.
Especially stores and selling, like from where I think most of them were always buying from people's houses, because I think, you know, like as a religious woman, like you want that privacy.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be in like a storefront and going and having people, you know, see your hair being uncovered or whatever. So they like that home
feeling. That privacy feeling was super, super important.
So I have the questions here about what inspired you to get into the religious sector, but that's because that's where you come from. Like that was your, you know, background. Like when you got married, you started covering your hair, and then you felt where the lack was. But do you feel like, I mean, I don't know, I see now like on TV, like a lot of, I would say, actresses and things like that, like they're all wearing wigs. And sometimes you're like, how did she get her hair from platinum blonde to black, and she's not ruining her hair, and I'm over here highlighting my hair and half of it breaks, and I'm like, what is that? What's happening? So it's all wigs, and it looks so natural.
Yeah.
Like seamless.
I even think we've done it like a little bit, a notch better than what I see in Hollywood. Like, I think we mastered it at this point.
Is there specific brands that they use? Yeah, like
I don't know. I you know, growing up, I had my parents used to get their hair cut by the stylist, and she used to work on set. So I think a little bit of her is in me, where I wanted to like replicate that. And she used to work on, like, I got my extensions for my wedding from her in her trailer on a set.
Oh, wow.
So like it was just enmeshed in like who I am of just that world. And I think for women, not necessarily women, but reverse back to it, like, why did I get into it? It's because I feel like I always knew what I wanted women to really look like.
Right.
Like, even if they couldn't see it for themselves, I wanted to like help them. Like, no, you need to wear this. This is what's going to make you shine. And then that evolved into like everything.
Right. So I know, and I'm going to get into like probably a sensitive subject, but we've had this conversation in passing since we do like the social media and everything together. But you had asked clients like, tell me, you know, ask me questions, or tell me, you know, like if you bought a wig from me or why you didn't or whatever. And I remember you mentioned that you had a client that said like that you gave them too much, not criticism, but like, this is what you need. And for me, as a person who doesn't wear wigs and I don't cover my hair, let's say I was going to, I would want someone to tell me what I need, because I feel like you're the professional. So do you feel like that strength that you come on with, like the fact that you tell them, listen, this is what's going to suit you, like you feel like some people get turned off by that?
I've learned that has been a factor.
Okay.
But I think I'm learning people a little bit more. We're like, I'm going to ask you what you need first, and then I'm going to insert myself when needed. So most people can come to me and say, I'm really looking for your guidance. And then I can ask them, what are you looking for in this appointment?
Right.
Are you looking for help? Are you looking for change? What are you looking, why are you here?
Right.
And then when I put it in their lap, then they have the power to choose whatever they're looking for.
I love it. So, as far as your personal life, you have how many kids?
I have 4 kids.
4 kids. Age range?
I have, my oldest is going to be 13 any day. His bar mitzvah's in July.
Okay.
And I have
That's awesome.
Thank you very much. Very excited about it. I don't even understand that. Like when I talk about it, I'm like, me?
Yeah.
I have a son that big. And then I have a 10-year-old daughter, and then a 4.5-year-old son, and an almost 3-year-old girl.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're busy. It's teens and toddlers.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
How do you function? Because I feel like, first of all, dealing with retail, because this, even though it's a service, but you also retail, there's so much, especially with service and retail together, that you have to kind of play psychologist half the time, I feel like, with clients. I know from my personal experience as a retailer and a service provider, I feel like you have to sit there and you have to hear people out and you have to hear their stories and whatever it is.
Yeah.
So how do you have that and still have patience for your kids?
Okay,
I'm on my last.
I do. No, I've learned, I think it's like, when someone says they have how do you have more kids? Or you have 1 kid? How do you have 3 kids? Or and that person has 3 kids. How do they have 10? It's like a grown expansion of yourself.
Okay.
Where you're like, okay, I can tackle this, or I can do this, or I'm lacking here, or I'm lacking there. But to grow into that phase has been my evolve. Where I have 4 children.
Right.
I need to be there for them somehow. I will expand my heart to them. I need to be there for my clients. Right. I will expand my heart to them. And my business is so personal.
Right.
So if I'm not there for them, then we don't have business.
Of course, exactly.
I want them there. I want to connect with them. I want to hear their stories.
Have you ever had to cancel a client because you need to be there for your kids?
I don't think so.
That's harsh.
No, I think that not
harsh for clients, harsh for your kids.
Well, I don't know if they've ever felt it. My husband's pretty flexible.
Okay,
amazing.
So your husband's very hands-on. Okay, good.
Yeah, in certain ways. And obviously, if I need to be there for my kids.
Right.
2 years ago, my daughter kept getting pneumonia.
Wow.
She was in the hospital twice in a year. And obviously, I was there with her, not with my customers. And everybody
And they understood, of course.
Yeah. So, I do my best to be everywhere for everyone. And
it's a lot.
I don't go to the gym yet.
Do you have time for yourself?
I need time for myself, but I don't think I do the right things for myself. I'll buy makeup versus go to a Pilates class.
I mean, listen, your face is on point, so
it has to.
And also your body, yeah. So I don't want you to think otherwise, but your makeup always looks perfect.
I do make time for myself in that regard, very much so.
Okay.
I think putting myself together is what makes me able to
continue
do everything. Is that I really put myself first. I do. I guess I do put myself first.
That's awesome. Good
Yeah.
for you.
Thank you.
Because not that I wouldn't think so, because yes, you do, put together and everything like that, but with everything that you have on your plate,
Yeah.
I feel like,
And that's just the half of it. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so what made you decide to move from Crown Heights to South Florida?
Well, I'm a Californian.
Mm-hmm.
So my heart's always been by the beach, and I love this lifestyle.
Okay.
New York was hard for me.
Why?
I think it's just different mentality, and I felt kind of like in a dungeon living there.
Okay.
I just felt very and was never really at ease there. I made it work because that's my personality, to kind of figure it out.
Okay.
With everything I do, I'm just gonna figure it out and be okay. So I did that with New York for a long time, and my husband also.
I feel like that's such a perfect personality for an entrepreneur. So
good.
Yeah.
I have what to work with. Yes. It's my friends call me an expert pivoter.
Good.
That's my nickname.
Wonderful.
Oh, you're pivoting again. I'm like, yes, I'm pivoting again. I do appreciate that part of myself. I think it's a strong personality.
Right.
But I lost my train of thought.
Why did you move?
Because I lived in a dungeon for 12 years and I needed to get out. We always wanted to move either back to California. My husband actually always wanted to move to Florida.
Okay.
And I think we tried a bunch of times to make it happen and it never really stuck. And then we just said,
let's do it.
We don't have a choice. We have to rip the Band-Aid off.
Amazing. That's so nice. Good for you.
Yeah.
And do you feel like it made a really big impact on your business? Because I know you had a flourishing business in Crown Heights.
Yeah, definitely. It was a
pivot.
It was a pivot. It is a pivot. We're still pivoting. I don't know. I mean, that was a really hard thing to let go of. I kind of expected a little bit more of like a steadiness.
Okay.
And I didn't expect such a dip and pivot. But it's actually all meant to be because it's kind of, I would say, grooming me for my next phase of life.
Right.
I always felt like I wouldn't do hair and makeup my whole life because physically it's taxing. And now I feel it. But I'm really grateful to have a wig business because what else, I have to do real estate next. That was my next option.
All else fails,
going
real estate.
I actually took my...
give a purchase for the house when they buy a house.
Even if you don't want one. Now they make men's toupees, so if I did sell a house to a old man, I could do the toupee thing.
For sure.
There's lots of options.
Why, have you ever sold real estate before? Like, have you ever
my family's in real estate.
Gotcha.
Like,
so you
born and bred real estate.
And blood.
And blood, sweat, and tears. Yes, for sure. I actually went to my dad when I was 16, he's like, you go get your real estate license. And I was like, everyone was studying for finals and I was studying for my real estate test.
Oh, okay.
I didn't pass. I wasn't ready for that. But
everything in
beauty definitely called my name. I was always that girl. I knew how to do it.
Listen, you know what? I have to tell you something. Especially in South Florida, it's the pretty girls that sell houses. So I just want to say, if you're a pretty girl, you'll do well.
Okay. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with that one. I'll take it.
That's it. It's a compliment, yes? So you'll do well. Listen, I want to tell you something. Every young model was getting their real estate license back in, 2005, right before the crash.
Mm-hmm.
And they sold a ton of houses. And I felt like everybody was getting their real estate license. So I got mine also.
Still a baby
that time.
Yeah?
Yes, I was 19.
In 2005? Okay. Got it. Now I know our age.
I was legal, yes. Alright, so we didn't really get into your beginning, like where you grew up. So you grew up in California and your family was in Hollywood? What were they doing there? Real estate?
No. My background, my parents were in real estate. My dad was not an agent. He just did.
Like development? Or bought and sold?
Bought and
sold. Okay.
A lot of flipping.
Okay.
That was his main thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And, that's kind of what he did. And my parents were separated.
Okay.
So I lived kind of in between the homes. And, it's like a different topic.
Yeah. Next episode.
Different one.
So fine. So your whole background was growing up in California though?
Yeah, I grew up in California. I lived everywhere in California. Okay. Orange County, Newport, Dana Point, everywhere.
I feel like it's a completely different personality to live in California. Like everyone is so slow. Yeah. Yeah,
for sure. Like moving to New York, I had to be quick. Learn that definitely was a big thing for me. Like even ordering a bunch of bagels. You guys know what I'm talking about when I say this. If you didn't order fast enough, they're like next.
Yes. It happened to me.
I had such stress.
I went to Milk and Honey in New York. He was like, I don't know, do I want potatoes? I don't want potatoes. I don't know what I want. Just put whatever you want.
Never just get
Yes.
So it did teach me how to I think New York was good for me because it taught me, some kahunas.
Yes.
It gave me those really nice.
You need that in South Florida. Yeah. The entrepreneurships here are on point. So
I was not that girl growing up.
No.
I don't think so. So it was an important step.
Okay, good.
In my life.
Listen, I feel like honestly it's all from God, yeah? You get prepared for your next stage in life. So maybe you moved here to to take a step back from certain things in order to grow in a different aspect. So
I feel it. I think so.
Amazing. So what sets you apart from your competitors? Because I feel
mean,
like every
just that's it.
Madonna. It's just me. No, because honestly, like I feel like wig companies have stepped up their game like on a whole nother level. And I'm not going to say that I wasn't religious growing up, but like I feel like now it's a lot more in my face. Maybe after you get married and like this is the time when people make those transitions, but I feel like they're very, very like competitive in this market, and they're in everything. Any bazaar that you go to, whether it's for schools or whatever, you have wigs thrown at your face.
Yeah, you must purchase.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't really have a good answer for that.
Okay.
I still like if
what makes you you?
Just being me.
No, I mean like what makes you like what's your personality? Like what kind of person or client do you attract? Do you feel like you attract?
I definitely want to cater to, and what I attract is kind of like that middle ground of the everyday woman who needs kind of a hand-holding situation with buying wigs. Like, I don't think that I'm the Chanel of wigs. It's not my personality. I feel like I want like more of a safe place with that all. And
like the everyday comfortable wig. But like to also
just to feel like yourself. Like even this morning I had a customer who came in and she's into everyone and nobody's getting it. And I told her to take off her wig in front of me. I said, let me see her hair. And the first thing she did was she took off her wig and she flipped her hair. Before she came to me, I've met her before, I knew that she was uncomfortable in her hair. I just have like this empathic self. And I was like, and she's come over to me, she's like, I really want to do this, but I don't want to spend any more money. And I'm like, okay. So she finally made an appointment with me. And she came and she flipped her hair over. And I said, I know what you're missing. And so I found her a wig and she put it on and she's like, oh, this is the first time I feel like me again. Wow. I'm like, I hear you. Like, you haven't had the opportunity to really showcase yourself yet.
Right.
So I think I'm helping women find who they are within wig wearing.
Right, because it is something uncomfortable. Like, you feel like you're not yourself anymore 100%.
Right, and you think you need all these little different things that are going to make you, you know, say you had frizzy hair, you don't want frizzy hair, but you kind of want to feel like yourself.
Right.
So maybe you do need that frizz factor. And you have to find the right piece that calls to you. So, like, that's been my number one mission, is really just helping people find themselves.
I feel like a lot of women also that just started wearing wigs, like, they don't know how to wear the wig.
For sure.
And they're very, like, stiff, like, they don't move. So you can tell.
I mean, I try to give a lesson, and I don't let them leave until they've mastered it.
Yeah.
You know, I give them a whole rundown of, you need to do this, to this, to this. I think I really like to create that space for them. Just
that hand holding, like, let me show you from A to Z.
Yeah. If they need it, I'm here for them to do that.
And you do everything. You take care of wigs. Like, let's say, for example, they bought the wig from you, but they want it cut, they want it styled. Like, most people don't know how to style it. They don't know how to style their own wigs, and I think you don't even recommend doing your own wig at home, right? Like, washing and stuff like that.
No, I don't. I recommend going to a professional, because even if you do know, you still don't know.
Right.
Unless you've washed thousands of wigs.
Right.
And especially with the wigs changing. They're not the wigs that they used to be. Yes, you can tell me you washed your skin top wig all your life. That was a durable piece.
Right.
The second you transition into lace, which is what we're all wearing now, you know, that's a fragile situation.
Is it a more natural look? Is that what it is?
It's a much more natural look. It's definitely more flush on the skin.
Okay.
As long as it's done properly, because it could look really bad too. And you just have to go to the right people.
So how do you stay up to date with the new wigs that come out? Like, how do you find the new one that's coming out? How do you know, like, for example, the skin top, the lip, like, what do you do? Where do you research? Like, don't always
I think just trends. I think just knowing what people are looking for and making sure that I have that for them.
Okay. Have you ever had a client come to you and ask you for something that you've never heard of?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's happened before. There's like this new hand-tied situation. That's the pressing thing right now.
What is
people
that?
Want a hand-tied wig, which is like the whole cap. This is considered a cap, guys. I'm wearing a full wig. This is a lace top. This is the top where there's lace, and then this is this is a stretch cap,
Mm-hmm.
and that stretch cap is made out of the lace.
Okay.
Apparently, it's lightweight. You can put it up in a pony. You could do, a little bit more. You have more flexibility in the wig.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
coming out now. Yeah.
Have you sold one yet?
No, I need to get my hands on one.
Okay.
Before our meeting started, I was actually just talking about it, so
well,
it might be coming to me.
All right. Can you share a story about a client that you feel like you've changed her life with a wig? Like something that really made you feel like this is why I'm in the wig business.
Okay, I think it happens a lot.
Okay.
It does happen a lot.
I feel like it's a very personal thing. So I
Yes.
know some people have hair loss and things like that, but have you ever encountered that?
For sure, many times. I have so many actually good memories from a company that I used to work with.
Mm-hmm.
They really specialized in the hair loss community. It actually was my introduction to hair loss. I didn't really know about it in Crown Heights because we just dealt more with the religious clientele. And then when I moved to Florida, I started with this other company, and they were very focused on hair loss. And I saw everyone from kids with, illnesses.
Mm-hmm.
So it opened up my eyes to what wigs can really do for people.
Okay.
So that happened daily, where we're just they felt they were able to see themselves again for whatever trauma they went through.
Right.
That was an amazing, amazing thing. It was actually those were heavy days. Even though they were so positive for them, I was like, holy moly, people are suffering.
Yeah.
And this wig can give them a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
aid to that. That was special. But on a simpler note, I had this one customer who came to me, and she was wearing a black wig for years.
Mm-hmm.
Years. That her identity in wig wearing was a black wig, and her coloring was like mine. Okay, it's her face was very light skin, freckles, light eyes. She said her whole family was blonde, and I'm like, you're not wearing the right color. It's just not working for who you are.
Right.
And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, please try on a blonde wig. And we
Why was she wearing a dark black?
Black, like your shirt. Black, jet black. I'm like, you're not shining. I need to make you shine. And we went through a few different types of blondes. It's tricky with tones. And she finally found the right piece. And she's every day she's like, I can't part with my wig. I have to give it to you to wash it, but I can't part with it because I feel the best I've ever felt.
Tell her she needs to get another one.
I've been trying.
For the back of the day.
I know, it's time for a second piece.
So I want to end with this. We have so many more questions, but that's definitely going to be in the next episode. Yes. But I want to end with this. This is something that you kind of exposed me to, but makeup shopping.
Mm.
So I know that you do this, and I know it's a personal experience, but what is it? Because some people do palette, color picking with someone, things like that. So is this similar to that concept? You help them find the right shade? How does the whole personal makeup shopping experience go?
This is my favorite.
Yeah.
Personal makeup shopping is finding your identity within makeup. Okay, so every person that I've worked with has a different need for what makeup is for them. Either it's just the right mascara, just the right lip gloss, just I want an everyday foundation. So each person comes with what they need out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I help and guide you to purchase the right product for your skin, for your coloring, for your lifestyle.
Right.
Are you a semi-makeup artist that wants to learn how to do more smoky eyeshadow? I will basically help and guide you to purchase the right thing for
But you
yourself.
have to help me with my...
How do you like it?
I love it. I just want to say I love it.
You do?
I really do.
It's really good. I'm also learning it.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to tell you which one it is until you book your personal makeup shopping experience. It's a little secret. So, Estee, thank you. Thank you so much. We have so much more to talk about that you guys are going to get to learn about Estee, about her business, about how not so easy it is to be a woman in business that is still present for her children, for her husband, for everything, even for herself. So stay tuned for our next episode with Biz Insider, and you can get to know a little bit more about Estee and about the beautiful world of beauty. I'm your host, Estee Gottlieb, and this is Estee Gottlieb.